Oh, see, I love the way you slap me.
Smack that butt. Smack that butt, Brian.
Love the way you slap it. Love
Oh
the way
yeah,
you slap
slap it
Rod.
good. I slap it so good. Make it feel good. Do 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 do.
It's the Rod and Brian show today.
It is. It is. It's just me and Brian. We are the Murder Moose Podcast, part of the Slashing Cast Podcast Network.
It's in the game.
It's in Brian's butt because
It's in my butt this week.
it's in your. It's got to be in your butt because
Yeah, because
our other slackers are out slacking. Josh is riding bikes.
They're
no
all out
handlebar.
having like real lives and shit, and we're trying to fucking.
Dude, we're too old to like. We're like, I don't leave my house and I don't
you're
go
old
in it.
now, aren't you?
I mean, I'm 41.
That girl said that one thing to you, and now you feel like me.
And now I feel like Brian, like, and I'm like, get off my lawn.
Yeah.
So I pet my poodle, and then I just go and whatever. But yeah.
See, when you'll know you've really officially reached old man status when you fall asleep watching Frasier. And then
I don't watch Frasier, so I don't.
Frasier.
See. I don't. I've had that happen more than once watching like weird YouTube videos from like. I've been watching.
Still young. That's still young. You'll start watching Frasier. It'll happen. It's gonna
Why?
Happen.
Why would it happen?
Because it happens to every old white guy.
You've been watching Frasier for like 30 years, dude.
I've been old for 30 years.
Maybe. I thought like 30 years ago you were like in the Air Force and shit, and like
30 years ago I was joining the Air Force.
Okay. So
I joined it. What year is it? 2025? Yeah, I joined in 97. So 2 years from now will be my 30-year anniversary date of enlisting in the Air Force.
You are ancient, dude.
I am ancient, bro. I'm ancient.
Oh, fuck, man. So I was
whippersnappers.
You whippersnappers. I was gonna ask you, did you watch the new Predator thing that came out on Friday?
Not yet, but I'm really excited.
Go watch it, you
so
slacker.
Okay.
It's more entertaining than Until Dawn.
I mentioned in the chat that it was on there, and I haven't pulled it up yet. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I didn't know it was going to be an animated thing, so that's.
Oh yeah, because the live action comes out later in August.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like
that.
It
comes out in August, I think. But yeah, I think that's when Badlands comes out. But which is going to be. That means
it's all the same guy. So,
yeah.
And Trachtenberg.
Yeah. And I think Alien Earth comes out in August.
Alien Earth does come out in August, yes.
Which looks fucking gnarly as shit.
I'm looking forward to that.
It like, you know what, man? I am so sick of fucking people complaining about like, I like. There's this revisionist history crap where people act like, Alien Romulus wasn't good, and I want to kick them all in the taint region like over and over again because that's bullshit. And this is the thing, man.
Romulus did well critically and commercially, but now a year later, some people are saying that it's really not good.
I mean, it's the same thing that happens with everything, dude. Like people are just love to hate shit like randomly. Like, dude, Did you see Thunderbolts? Like Thunderbolts, I think was the best Marvel movie in a while, and nobody went and saw it. Didn't even make 400 million because they just want to complain about Marvel. And it's just like it's the same kind of thing. It's just like people are just want fucking reasons to complain, and there was way better reasons as our fucking dictator in orange chicken sauce invades LA with fucking the National Guard. You could complain about real life things, not about movies, you sons of bitches. I just like, I don't know. I complain a lot, but I try not to complain about stupid shit. And here we are.
Complaining about stupid shit.
Yeah, exactly. Complaining about stupid. No, I don't know, man. But yeah, no. The Alien, the Killer of Killers was really entertaining. And it went places I didn't expect it to.
Okay.
And but my favorite was the samurai
lore building.
Yes, it did actually.
Okay.
And it there's like even a credit scene, even though it's not really a credit scene, but it's like it's one of those ones where it's like, you know how Sinners has like 13 seconds and then the credit scene, but it was like that, but even less. It was like 5 seconons and then a short little credit scene. But yeah, so, but I thought it was cool.
Looking forward to watching it.
Yeah. I don't know what else, man. I've been trying to like. I've been putting BoJack Horseman on in the background because I never finished watching BoJack Horseman. And
yeah, I never finished watching that either. I've seen several episodes, but no, I never finished watching BoJack Horseman either.
It's one of those shows. It's kind of like one of those shows that's like it has really funny parts, and then it gets just that like that just dark and depressing kind of thing, where it's just like he's such a shit character that you're just like you cringe at the like awkwardness of a character of a show you're watching, and you're like, but. There are good parts, and I really do like Aaron Paul, as we talked about when we watched. Did you watch Ash with us, or was that just me and Josh? I think it was just me and Josh bitching about Ash, but movie.
I went and saw Ash in theaters.
Yeah, he was the best part of that. Like, right? Were you there for that episode?
I agree. Yeah.
Were you there for that episode?
Was mid.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of mid.
Yeah, it was another visually kind of cool movie that like doesn't like. Yeah. Have any substance at all, and you're just like,
Flying Lotus definitely went to like the Michael Bay school of filmmaking.
Yeah, I think it's more the Rob Zombie school of like where the motherfucker doesn't know how to write his.
He didn't have enough white trash characters in his movie.
It's not even that. It's the more that I meant this like visually he can do cool things, but then he insists on writing his own script too, and just like that's where it really falls apart, and it's.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah,
but yeah, so I don't know. What have you been up to, man? Are you watching anything?
Let's see. I don't think I've watched anything new. Me and Matt recorded the second episode of the new podcast. We watched the movie Rad. So that's
Rad. What the fuck is Rad?
Exactly. It's got a cult following. It's an old BMX movie from like the 80s.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? It's funny.
Aunt Becky in it.
So we were watching a music video on Classy Katie on Friday. She calls her show on Fridays Faded Friday, where she just sits around smoking weed all day and like watching music and listening to music. And there was this kind of like hipstery alts rocky band that I don't even remember who they were. But all the characters in the music video were like 80s like movie characters, like, and it was like Marty McFly and like one of the Ghostbusters characters and shit like that. Okay. And there was a character from that fucking movie in that video, and most of us were like, "What the fuck is that? And why are they in this video?" Because nobody knew who the fuck they were, and it was from that movie.
From Rad.
Yeah, and I'm just like.
Somebody on a BMX bike, I take it.
No, it was just they had the red uniform or whatever, the like jumpsuit or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's what he wore.
Yeah,
he rode in the race at the end of the movie. Yeah. It's not a great movie by any means. It's an awesomely bad movie, which is why we talked about it on our podcast.
Yeah,
but it has Adrian in it from Rocky.
Yo, Adrian,
Talia Shire. And like I said, it's got Aunt Becky from Full House in it as well. Very young, pre-prison Aunt Becky. And but yeah, we did that, and then I've been gearing up because I start to see, we're recording this on Sunday, so tomorrow I will be running the record shop for a few hours for the first time on my own, and
Brian,
that's about all I got going
on. Brian, I have to tell you this, and this is coming from me.
Yeah.
How do you keep adding activities to your plate when you're like doing like 19 podcasts and like working 90 hours a week?
Well, honestly, Rod, I'm only doing 2 podcasts because the one with me and Warren and Isaiah is still on hiatus.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing this with you, which, as you know, doesn't take much work.
No, not at all. Work? What are you talking about?
Yeah. And then I'm doing the other one with Matt, and we haven't even published anything yet. So we'll just wait until we get, because Matt's going to compose the intro music,
nice,
and stuff, and then we haven't even launched our social media presence yet. So we've got 2 episodes in the bank, and my band, we haven't done rehearsal in fucking ages. So. We were supposed to have a rehearsal the other night, but they wanted to start at like fucking 8 p.m. and I got to get up at 3 a.m. to go to work on Saturday morning. So I was like, no, fucking going to practice at 8 p.m. And then they didn't start till almost 9.
That's Brian's like bedtime. That's like, he's like, he went to got dinner at 2 p.m. because he's he goes to bed at like 4:30. I can't give you too much shit because I usually eat dinner between like 4:30 or 3:30 and 4, and then whatever. And so like, I feel like I'm swinging there that like on a like thing that is a little too close to home, but here we are. So,
but yeah, other than that, that's pretty much what I got going on. I'm excited to be at the shop tomorrow by myself because that'll be pretty cool.
Nice.
I think we're gonna do a special on rock and metal, like 10% off of all rock and metal or something like that. I can't remember.
Okay, if you're doing rock and metal, no Sleep Token or Ghost records on sale. I'm just kidding.
Sure.
I'm just giving a shit because of all the people giving shit about Sleep Tokens, especially
Sleep
being
Tokens
not being.
Like, whatever,
yeah. Okay. Just enjoy the music. Fuck faces. You know, it's funny. I saw someone going, what do you call him? What's the singer's name? I can't think of his name in Sleep Token. Vessel. Why does he seem so sad? I'm like, have you listened to the lyrics to the new album? Go listen to Caramel, and it talks about how you parasitic fucks have made this dude's life fucking like miserable, and tell me why you think he might be a little bit miserable. And it's just like, it's just answer that question because Jesus
fucking
Christ, man.
Kids, man. That's what it is.
Dude,
fucking
I mean,
kids.
We were talking about before we started the president like put out their second single, and those motherfuckers, that dude had one song out before people doxed him and figured out who he was and like did everything like that. And so like at the end of the second song at the video, he takes his mask off, and
that's not him. That's
not even him.
No,
I didn't even.
That's the joke.
I didn't get.
That's not even him.
I didn't know what the dude looked like, so I was just like,
yeah, it's not him. That's
okay.
It's funny because there's a lot of people in like fan groups and shit like that they obviously everybody knows who the singer is.
Yeah,
now.
Some English like pop singer, right? That's like doing metal stuff now, right?
Yeah,
like,
his band sounded pretty similar to President before.
Okay.
Before it was President, you know, but
yeah.
This is definitely a little heavier and a little moodier.
Yeah.
But it was like anti fire or something like that. I can't remember the name of his previous band that he was in, and it's really good. It's really good shit.
Yeah.
But it's very obviously him singing.
They're
the exact same voice, so it's very obvious that it's him. And then when they took the mask, I think the point of the video is you actually see like somebody pick the mask up at the beginning of the video and then throw the mask down. So it's like somebody stole the mask instead. So yeah, but no, that's not even the singer.
Okay, we were watching that video on Katie Faded Friday again, and she goes, "Why the mask? It creeps me the fuck out." And I'm like, he kind of it reminds me of Possessor, like the like.
Oh, okay,
yeah, that kind of melty face that they have on the in that. So, oh shit,
look like that one day, Rod. We're all gonna have melty old
like
man face,
saggy testicle face.
Yeah, saggy testicle face. Yeah.
Saggy testicle face. Oh man, what was one? It was something else I was to say, and I don't even know what it was because I don't know how I'm going to talk about it until dawn for 45 minutes because the movie, dude, I watched it 2 days ago and I'm already forgetting half the shit in the movie because of the like. Man, I will say I wanted to go fucking see. Oh yeah, I had to think. I'll say that. I wanted to go see fucking Bring Her Back. And My Almo's not playing it, and I didn't want to drive a half an hour to go see it. And my normal, and I was like, "Fuck, man." But I am going to see Dogma tonight.
Oh, nice! That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, so the theater.
Is Kevin Smith going to be at that particular one?
No, it's just that they're doing all of them in the area, but like
they did one in Kansas City where he came to, or doing one. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I read that he's doing an appearance at one in here in Kansas City.
Oh,
I can't remember when it was or is.
It was funny because like a couple of weeks ago, like I was helping Katie raise money for St. Jude, and I was over there, and we ate these horrible sandwiches. But during it, one of our other mods was like, "Hey, if you guys donate $500, we'll watch Tusk at movie night." And these fuckers had never seen Tusk. And I was just like, it was like watching people watch a train wreck, and it was like hysterical because I kept telling them, I'm like, you're not even in. Like I told him, like the worst part of this is Johnny Depp, and no one believed me until Johnny Depp came in and with his Looney Tunes character, like acting like a drunk Frenchie, and it's just like, But it was an interesting experience.
They liked that so much, they made a whole ass movie with that guy in it. Oh man,
dude, that yoga. So,
I love Kevin Smith, but
dude, that man starting to smoke weed was the worst thing that ever happened to him because holy shit.
Do you know why he started smoking weed?
Yeah, because he made Zach and Miri make a porno with Seth Rogen, and Seth Rogen got him fucking smoking pot again, and then he fucking
bombed so bad that he just had locked himself in his office and just got high.
Seth Rogen got him smoking so much weed that he made Red State, which was the best movie he's made, like after that point, and then everything else after that was so bad that it was like whatever. I mean,
Clerks 3's not bad. Clerks 3's good.
I actually like the Jay and Silent Bob. The
reboot. That's not bad.
The reboot. Yeah, it wasn't great, but it was.
No. Kevin Smith's never made a great movie. like he's come very close.
I mean, okay, I will fight. Dogma's a great movie. So
Dogma's a wonderful movie. Dogma's as close to great as he's ever done.
I'll say it's great. I love that movie. I'm
glad you do. Yeah, I love that movie too. I didn't like it at first when I first saw it for some reason. I don't. There was something. It just didn't vibe with me. But upon watching it, like when it went to video, then I really started to appreciate it. So it took a couple of viewings for Dogma to really grow on me. I think it's because I'm not a big Linda Fiorentino fan.
I wonder, were you raised Catholic? Because
was I? No.
Yeah. See, I was raised Catholic, so that movie. Yeah, that
totally makes sense. Yeah.
It very much is why I'm like the fucking anxious, angry adult because I was raised as a fucking cat, and I always say it's like angsty post-Catholic guilt kind of things, man. And so okay.
I got my Dogma record, not even the same Dogma, but a different Dogma. The band Dogma.
I don't know there's a band Dogma.
They're fantastic. You love them. They're a group of nuns that play hard rock, a la, not heavy, a la like Hailstorm style of music.
Yeah.
But their lyrics are all about nuns fucking.
So it's like
having
it's
orgasms. It's the most sacrilegious shit.
That's what you were talking. You talked about them a while back then. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Good shit. My record came in.
Nice.
It's a good record. It's really fucking good.
Nice. So. Yeah, I gotta get my record player set up. I just didn't know where I was gonna set it up, and I've never set it up. So, okay, let's talk about this.
Until Dawn, man.
I don't want to, but here, let me get.
Do you want me to read the synopsis?
Yeah, you could do the synopsis because when I'm recording, I don't want to. Yeah.
Okay. Until Dawn. A group of friends trapped in a time loop where mysterious foes chase and kill them in gruesome ways must survive until dawn to escape it.
Okay. Now this is going to be full of spoilers because I don't know how to talk about this movie without it, and we spoil everything anyways. But I'm going to jump directly to the last scene in this movie because it made me so fucking angry. Where the last scene of this movie is literally teasing a sequel, which is like the game, unlike this fucking movie. And I'm like, the premise is kind of like the same, where you're like, these people are trying to say, it's like the Until Dawn game had sex with Happy Death Day, kind of like this is like the concept of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But man, that last scene was so. It just made me angry. I was like, they show the video in the fucking truck pulling up to the ski lodge, like in the game, and then they showed the inside the ski lodge, and it looks a lot like the game in the house, or the house in the game. And I'm like, oh, you fuckers think you're gonna make a sequel? You couldn't have just done like something closer to the game the first time before you went off?
I don't think that was ever the plan ever.
I mean, you don't think that was
try and make a sequel based more closely to the video game?
Then what the fuck was that ending? Like that's what it.
I think that's just confirming that the movie takes place in the same universe.
Maybe.
But realistically, we don't need an Until Dawn video game adaptation.
No,
we don't need that at all. If you want that, just play the fucking game. And honestly, do you really think Rami Malek post Oscar win is going to come back and play fucking Until Dawn the video game movie?
You don't have to have Rami Malek in there, and that's not the point of any of this.
Honestly, Rod, yes, you do. But you cannot make that. The game is too popular to try and make without Rami Malek. Or
Ron, what do you mean Rami Malek playing a 18-year-old as like a 45-year-old? He's like
it's his. He's too popular, and the video game is too popular. Like, if they tried to do that, this movie would make 75 fucking cents.
Dude, 75 cents is the amount they spent on the cast in this one.
I'm fine with that, honestly.
I mean, besides,
I think that's fine.
Besides, what do you call him? The bad guy who was in the. They had him kind of playing the same kind of role, but not really in this. Or like,
oh, it's the exact same character.
Was it the same character?
The exact character. Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if they like actually tied it in.
That's him,
dude.
Like 100% him. He's the only character from the video game that's in the movie. Yeah, that's him.
I will tell you. I will tell you this. I had a real hard time paying attention to this, not because it was bad most of the time, just because it was boring most of the time. It was.
I don't think. It didn't bore me. I honestly, and you might say I'm wrong in assuming this. I just don't think that you wanted to like this movie. I don't think you wanted to like the movie, and that's fine. I mean, but I don't think this movie is nearly as bad as some people are saying it is.
I said it's not.
This movie is silly fun. And it doesn't take itself seriously at all, which I fucking love. It's absolutely ridiculous with all the strange shit that's like with the fucking thing popping out her face and then they literally just exploding because they drank water.
Dude,
shit, I thought this shit was fucking hilarious.
This is okay.
But is this a masterpiece? Absolutely not. No, it's definitely.
You know what upset me about it? There was another thing that kind of. One of the things that the coolest like ways they died in the movie. We're all on the cell phone. They didn't show them, like most of the time when they got killed in the movie, they were getting killed by generic zombies that they think they were trying to like make them like the Wendigos from the game or something, but they were like zombie, which I think that they were supposed to be the people who had been stuck in the house before them. I think was like because they had the whole sister thing and whatnot. But like, I don't like it feels like the script felt like okay. I'll say this. I'm going to say something positive. The gore was actually pretty decent most of the time when they had it, because I went in good thinking it was just going to be a bunch of CG bullshit.
Yeah, I was worried about the same thing, honestly.
Like when the Asian girl is like exploding and like her leg pops off, and then like some like random part of her like intestines explode or something like that. And by the way, that chick had it by far the worst of anyone in that movie. Like every time something bad happened to that chick, it was way worse to her than she gets fucking like possessed and has her neck snapped, gets like doesn't just explode like everyone else. You know, you talked about the exploding from drinking the water. I laughed at that scene because it was like, did you watch the glass? They were sharing a glass of water, and it was like the little like 8-ounce glasses of water, and they're like just passing it around, and there's no water at all. Like gone. It's one of those things where, you know, you ever hear about you talk about like actors talk about like eating scenes in movies where you like don't like don't eat, like you can't really eat because you'll do the same scene 300 times and get fucking like vomiting from eating all the shit, you know, and the whatever. And that's what it kind of reminded me of. They're like passing this tiny glass of water around after they haven't had water for like 4 days or something like that. And then they all explode. And which, by the way, I sort of I was laughing about that because I swear to fuck, they sold it like that they were exploding because they didn't do anything. Like,
right, yeah.
But it was, they're like, the guy was like, oh, you can't, or the old woman or whoever who said it to him. I don't even know who said it to him. Someone said to him.
I was pretty sure it was the doctor that said
that.
Like
you can't just sit
do
there.
Nothing.
Yeah. And so I wasn't sure, and then there was like, no, it's the water. So they could have sat in the fucking thing in the bathroom and not done anything if they had not drank the water.
Well, I think something else would have got them eventually. Is what they're trying to say? I mean, yeah, it's like that's why it's one of those things where this movie is certainly not perfect because it does leave a little too much to the. It doesn't explain enough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I'm all for watching movies and then trying to draw like your own conclusions and but there is like this is one of those movies where they kind of establish a rule set.
Yep.
But then they're also kind of vague about the rules, so it's certainly not perfect in that regard because that is where a lot of the problems come in when you're watching this kind of movies because you're like, well, what the fuck are they supposed to do? Because they don't even know. They just end up getting. They just kind of end up surviving.
Yeah.
And then of course she blows the fucking doctor up with the water.
Yeah.
So it's like I guess the water is definitely bad, but it's just one of those things where you're right. It's a movie that is flawed because of its inability to define its own parameters or its own logic.
Yeah.
Dude, but
I was gonna say, it made me have a thought. And I'm like, and you're talking about the doctor and this not having. Does the doctor work at the gas station and just like in the meantime when he's not like when there's no one trapped in this like infinite loop?
Well,
is he? Does he like work at the gas station?
He keeps killing his clients. So,
but like that's what like he's dressed up like he looks. One, it's this most stereotypical like Friday the 13th gas station, like where some old crazy guy outside is like, "You're all doomed," and then they like he pushes them all to that place, and then you find out because I thought he was to be completely. I don't know if you had the same thought. I thought they just had him as a gas station attendant, so he would have like a cameo in the movie because of the games.
Well,
if you guys,
he plays. Like I said, it's the same character. It's Dr. Alan Hill is who it is, and that's who he played in the video game.
Yeah.
It's.
And he does that role in all the games in that series. Like so. He plays like a psychiatrist kind of character who like is basically giving you choices so the game can kind of target what scares you more. Like they'll be like, "Oh, what are you more scared of?"
That's how you play through though. I've only played through Until Dawn. Is he in any other video games?
He is in the other ones that are like in the dark picture universe or whatever the fuck they're called.
I've never played through those.
They're all pretty similar.
I've heard they're pretty decent. So,
except for one of them where I hear like you're like I guess that there's a twist at the end of the game that you've been dead the whole time, or something. So it's like fucking. This was all in someone's head.
Of Frank Stone.
But that is the same developers, but it's not in the same universe. That's in the
it takes place in the Dead by Daylight universe.
Yeah, the Dead by Daylight universe. But
I started playing through it. It's good.
Yeah,
okay. Kind of slow it sometimes, but it's pretty good.
Which is weird because those games are like usually like 8 to 12 hours long. They're not super long, but like it's like you're going, why is it slow if it's so short? I know.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people actually complained about that casting of Frank Stone game is that it was just kind of boring at times.
Yeah.
I do want to say that this movie has Michael Cimino in it, and Michael Cimino played my favorite horror movie character in years, and he played in Annabelle Comes Home as Bob's Got Balls. Have you seen Annabelle Comes Home?
Is that the one with the like the orphan home or whatever, or like no. I saw one of those fucking
That's
movies.
Creation.
Okay, I think I saw that one, but I'm not sure.
Annabelle Comes Home is a super fun little horror haunted house spooky movie. But he plays in that, and he plays like I said, he plays Bob's Got Balls, and
I think I might have seen the movie. I think I might have seen them both, but like I think one of them was more forgettable than the other one to me.
Woos and kills the power of rock and roll in that movie, and that's why he's the fucking best horror movie character.
I mean,
in a long time.
That just sounds like the Slumber Party Massacre 2. You know, the
no.
God.
Oh, man, but no, Michael Cimino, he's and he's fine in this movie too. I thought the cast is fine in this movie. They're not a bunch of it's not a bunch of super popular people, which I kind of am glad that they I like seeing fresh faces in movies.
I think that
movies like this.
I think that the problem is that none of them are defined very well, right? Like none of the characters
are only literally just one, honestly, and the main girl, and that's it. So yeah.
And then they try to throw. Then like the first 5 minutes of the movie, they do that. She her sister died or disappeared after their mom died, and that she tried to kill herself, and that's like her character development. And then the one guy's character development is he dumped her because one that chick is way too hot for that dude, and two like. But like and then there's the curly haired chick who only dates people that are exact clones of the same person, and then the one other thing they had the guy she's dating.
Are you talking about Odessa?
The one with the
Aijan, the girl that played Nina. She played in the new Hellraiser movie too.
Did she
recognize her from that?
No. Dude,
she's like the main character in the new Hellraiser movie.
Okay, now you say that. She's got gorgeous blue eyes, like gorgeous blue eyes.
Pretty,
yeah.
But
right, then her boyfriend, who is generic jockey dude, who like halfway through the movie or 3/4 of the way through the movie, just like they're like, oh shit, we don't have any like asshole characters. We gotta make him an asshole now. And let's be fair. I'm sorry. Let's be fair. If I was getting killed over and over again on the same fucking house, I would be a little cranky too. I would be just slightly cranky.
For sure.
For
sure. I
but
think you're talking about Belmont Cameli. He played Abe.
Then you have like the other guy was Timu, like dude from Heretic, like I don't know, like is he the one you're talking about that you love, who fought people with the power of rock and roll or whatever?
I don't know, because Timu from Heretic, I don't have
like the kid from Heretic. He looks like the Timu version of the kid from Heretic.
Wasn't there only 2 girls in the movie Heretic? Heretic had like 3.
No, not the girl. The boy, the son who gets possessed at the end. That he looks like Timu version of that dude. The
Are we
guy.
Talking about the same movie?
Heretic, like the movie where the little short girl gets decapitated by the phone pole, and then her brother gets fucking.
You're talking about Hereditary.
Bro. Oh, Hereditary.
2 different movies.
God, I'm stupid. Don't mind me.
And no, he doesn't look like Alex Wolff at all.
He does too. He does too.
He's way better than Alex Wolff.
not the bad guy. The guy who dumped the main girl or whatever. That's the other. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's way better looking than Alex Wolff. Michael Cimino is a super cutie little guy.
I don't know how I do Heretic instead of Hereditary. Too many H.
I don't know how you did that either. That was impressive, though. I'm almost proud of you.
We'll go back to that question we ask ourselves on this podcast all the time, Brian. Why do we do like hobbies where we have to talk and like words don't come out of our words don't come out of our words. Words don't come out of our mouths correctly. And I'm just like, fuck. I know what I mean.
What we do, okay.
Yeah. I know what I mean. It just doesn't always translate from my brain to my mouth.
Need
There's
you to know what I mean.
Yes, exactly.
Say, okay?
Yeah. Oh man.
This is a disappointing movie, and here's why it's a disappointing movie. It was directed by David F. Sandberg and written by Gary Dauberman. So if you tell me that I'm getting ready to go watch a movie written by Gary Dauberman and directed by David F. Sandberg, and this is what I get, that's disappointing. Because I genuinely think these 2 guys are capable of so much more.
Yeah.
So that in that regard, it's a bit disappointing to get this. If this had been written by Rod and directed by Brian, this would be a fucking masterpiece, because we would never be able to do anything like this.
I have a question though, because I want your opinion on this. after all the Spider-Man spin-off movies, I am thoroughly convinced that this movie had Sony just in not their hands. They didn't put their hands all over it. They diarrheaed all over the script because like this feels like Sony like interfered with what this movie was and what they wanted.
It could be for sure. I mean, it's a Sony movie, and they do have a tendency to kind of get involved in that regard. I mean, it definitely feels less like a David F. Sandberg, Gary Doberman movie, and more like a studio movie.
I mean, yeah, even to the runtime
that was going to happen because unfortunately, Until Dawn is a Sony property.
Yeah,
and so it's unfortunate that they couldn't just kind of do their own thing. The good news is they only spent $15 million on this movie.
Yeah,
that's good and it made 51 in the box office. So at least if you take into consideration all the advertising, at least it probably broke even.
It probably made a little bit of profit.
That's nice. I mean, even if Sony might have got involved and kind of did a little Sony shit, and then kind of turned it into this.
What was the last? What was the last good movie to come out of Sony? That's a legitimate question. I'm not trying to be a dick.
The second Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, I guess. The Spider Suit. Yeah, because everything else that has Sony, it's just like
it's not good.
Yeah,
people. Kraven the Hunter was big dumb fun, but it's not a fucking good movie.
Yeah, and let's say this: Morbius was one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and which is
it's pretty bad.
When the only good thing I could say about Morbius is Matt Smith, Matt Smith was having a good time, and he was the only one who seemed to know what kind of movie he was in. But holy fuck, and it's just boring and just like,
because I really wanna like Jared Leto, mainly because I genuinely think he's very talented. He's got an Academy Award. For a reason. He's definitely a talented guy.
He's just a creep in real.
The vast majority of his music.
Yeah. But he's a fucking creep in real life, which is the real problem these days.
Weird. Yeah. He's very odd.
No, he's not even odd. He's creep, dude. He has a sex cult that he fucking runs and like gets these weird fucking things of him like getting grooming teenagers and like he runs around dressed up like Jesus and he fucking I don't know like.
Okay, I didn't hear that, and I don't know anything about that, but it's definitely fucking weird.
Yeah, dude, Jared Leto was like one of my early bisexual awakenings because he's a very good looking dude and
very
like
pretty.
And
he's very very.
He's
pretty.
got.
He's really
there's something about lead singers and like because I also have a thing for Spencer from Ice Nine Kills being the gorgeous man he is.
Spencer Charnas is gorgeous.
But like, and like. He's done some really good things, like, and it's just like, the man is fucking psychotic, and it just kind of breaks, like, whatever, and like, I didn't hate him. People hated him as the bad guy in Blade Runner 2049, and I thought he was, I didn't either.
Yeah, I didn't hate him in that either. I'm worried because I want the He-Man movie to be good, and he plays fucking Skeletor in it. So I'm like, okay, that's.
It sounds like they're doing this.
Is it going to be good? Now, do I think that he was bad as Joker? No, I actually don't.
I don't either.
He played the Joker that they wrote for him very well. It's not a popular incarnation of the Joker because their Joker was based on the New 52 rendition of the Joker, and that's not anybody's favorite Joker.
No.
So that was to me that was a bad choice creatively. By them to have him portray that Joker.
But that was another studio movie where they just completely changed the fucking movie and what David Ayers had directed and everything like that. Yeah, and he starts going, "Yay, you come in and like you have a chef, you hire a chef to make a meal, and then you come in and you start throwing like, oh, I'm gonna throw some cumin on it and some fucking
I'm gonna put some Mrs. Dash in this. It's like, what the fuck?
Like, yeah, and then you just like go, and then I'm gonna start chopping it with my penis to set the fucking portions out. And it's just like, what are you doing, guys? What are you doing? Stop messing. That's, dude.
All right, Rod, are you telling me you don't chop your food with your penis?
I mean, I have, but that was more of a kink. So that's different. So I'm talking about doing it in production. But no, it's like, dude, look at this thing where we keep talking about this stuff, and we've talked about this lots of times. But then go look at Sinners. We talked about Sinners last week. Guess what? They didn't do anything. They didn't interfere because the deal was set up that they couldn't.
Exactly. They just let Ryan Coogler do what Ryan Coogler wanted to do. And then, lo and behold, you get probably the best movie of the fucking year.
Yeah.
Definitely in the top 3. And right now it's at my number 1.
Yeah.
But that was until I watched this. No, I'm just playing. No, this, it's certainly unfortunate. But yeah, it's time for Brian to get up. And but yeah, it's not a bad movie. I genuinely don't think this movie's bad. I think this movie's fine. Is it amazing? Absolutely not. Is it flawed? For sure. It very much is. But I think that it does exactly what they kind of wanted it to do. They wanted to have a silly, fun fucking horror movie that did some silly shit, and I think that they achieved that. But like I said, it's when you look at who fucking made this movie, because it's like, dude, David F. Sandberg is capable of so much more.
But you know what? Coming from that guy, and this is the thing, I've never seen Lights Out, but I've heard that he was the guy who made the short on YouTube and then turned it into a movie. This movie kind of feels like that. Like it feels like they had a little idea, and then they had to stretch it, and this movie was only like 80 something minutes long, and still had to stretch it to that 80 minutes long. Yeah, wasn't it?
Longer than that.
Wasn't it? I thought it was only like
103 minutes.
Oh, okay. So it was okay. I thought it was shorter than that, but
maybe it moved at a better pace than you thought.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, this is 103 minutes. So
that's the thing. It's not. It's easier to shit on this movie, but like it is also, like you said, it's fun. But it's all the thing that just drives me crazy about a movie like this is it's in between the fun sequences. It just nothing that happened in it stuck with me. I was like, just like the in between filler of the deaths and crazy shit. I'm just like, if I have to stare at watch this dude stare at the fucking wanted or the missing posters one more time, fuck. And that's the thing, like, is there's a lot of it just feels like filler in this movie to me. Like,
that's fair. I mean,
yeah.
In a sense, I understand what you're talking about. The expositional areas of the movie don't feel like they really lead to anything.
Yeah.
At times.
Yeah.
And it's tough when you're making a Groundhog Day style movie.
Yeah.
Because those kinds of movies tend to lend themselves greater to comedy.
Yeah.
And that's why I appreciate the mix up, because not the same shit happens, it's a different thing that comes to try to get them every time. And then we only saw a few of them because as when they pull up the phone and they start looking at the recordings, they've had it like a fucking million times. They've been doing this shit for like what I think they said like fucking, I can't even remember. It was a lot.
It's 13 days, and so and like so it was like 9 or 8 or 9 like these cycles that you don't see.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot.
Yeah, dude, I have another thing, and I'm gonna say something. One of my favorite things in this movie, and I think the best scene that they do ruin the trailers, is when they try to drive off and the fucking troll is there. Generally the creepiest thing in this entire fucking movie. And you're just like, like, dude, like, did you ever see that movie Troll Hunter? The Norwegian or whatever?
Oh, yeah. I seen it once a long time ago.
And I thought it's a cool concept, and that movie was creepy as shit for like a PG-13 or a PG or whatever the fuck it was. Like, because again, it's that thing where you don't see it, and that's why I think the troll scene, and this is probably my favorite scene in this whole movie, because you don't see any of it. You're just like you just like a shadow of this ginormous thing. You don't know what the fuck it is, and but it goes back to what we were talking about, where they don't explain why any of it's happening, besides like the doctor is like studying these people and what's happening with them, but why is this land this weird cosmic zone?
Yeah.
Because
it is. It's kind of it's a head scratcher. It kind of is, because they made it to take place in the same universe as the movie, or as a video game. Excuse me, and they do that. They connect them, very much. So it's an odd choice, in a way to connect it to the video game. I don't think they really needed to do that.
No.
But they wanted to do it because it was called Until Dawn, and it was inspired by a video game.
Yep.
But it's the head scratching comes in. Why did they connect them if they? I don't know. It's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
So if you watch it without ever even thinking of the video game, it's certainly a fun experience.
Yeah.
But it brings into all these questions like, well, does that mean that the kids in the video game are looping and they're doing the same fucking thing over and over again and trying to get out of the ski lodge as well?
Because, okay, and this is the thing, and then I'm questioning this, and then I have another thing, and I want to bring it back. So you maybe have the idea of, okay, so saying we're not connected to the video game, and that, like that, okay, not even that. For anyone who hasn't played the video game, and you go and see this movie or watch this movie, what does that end scene mean to you? Because
that's a good question.
See, that's where I go back to my original thought process, where it was a sequel bait, right? And maybe you were right. Maybe it was just supposed to be an Easter egg connection to the video game, that it's in the same universe. But anyone who went and saw this movie and didn't play the video game, that seems like a sequel bait. It seems like a sequel setup.
You're right. It certainly would. But I'm gonna say that 90% of the fucking people that saw this movie played the fucking video game.
Probably
because that was the whole hook to get people to this fucking movie. Was that it was based on this video? Because that video game's fucking popular as fuck.
Oh yeah.
It received a port to PC that it never should have received, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's how popular it was.
And they remade it already. They just remade it last year.
Oh yeah, they did. They remastered it, I think.
No, they remade it.
Oh yeah, they did. They remade it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They did. They completely remade it, and I not played it.
Yeah.
But I played through it twice on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Man, I can't type. I'm typing untold.
Also, if that, okay, let's say that we're in this world of whether it's a sequel or whether or not it's in the same universe. And if it's in the same universe, and that video thing happens at the end of that means that the doctor guy who blew up also respawned, right? Because then he was over at the house talking to them or messing with them or whatever the fuck was happening. Mm-hmm. Because he doesn't interact with the player, the characters in the game, but he interacts with the player. So it's a weird oddity of where are these levels of what is happening, right? Because in the game, he's interacting with you to set up the things. And this, he's observing to see what people's fears and whatever. And I don't know. It's a lot of, it's very convoluted, and it goes back to you were talking about the screenwriter, and I go, I wonder how much Sony came in and say, you have to add this, you have to add that, you have to add this, and kind of stuff.
I genuinely feel like that's what that end sequence is Sony saying, well, we need to connect it to the video game.
Yeah.
And then them going,
yeah.
Here's okay, let's shoot this fucking scene where, and it's I think that it feels tacked on.
I feel like it doesn't work for anyone. I don't feel like it works for people who played the game. I don't feel like it works for anyone, because at that point, I mean, okay, let's go. We talk about 80s horror. In every 80s horror movie had a setup sequel tag at the end of the movie, so it kind of comes off like that. But if you have never played this game, you go, there's a ski lodge and there's cameras. So are they making us? Is this a sequel bait? Like, so I don't know. Like, I don't think this movie.
I think it was a studio thing. Hey, we need to connect it to the video game, so you need to tack it on.
Yeah,
I genuinely think that, or it was just like we'll tack it on as an Easter egg kind of thing. So to say that takes place in the same universe. If you didn't get that by the presence of Dr. Alan Hill, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, dude. You know what's funny though? It's like I was looking at reviews of this, and it seems like the casual. I don't know if you want to look it up on Rotten Tomatoes, but like sometimes I think we both forget that like we're not the rule, we're the exception when it comes to horror. Like
true.
Most horror people are like go in and just like completely turn their brains off and can go, oh yeah, and have no connection to the games or have no whatever. And it seems like the audience generally dug this movie and like,
yeah, it's almost 70%.
Yeah,
which that's better than
it deserves.
Yeah, I might agree. Like I said, I don't hate it. I like it. I think it's fine. If I was to grade it out of a 10, I'd probably give it like a 7. Like a 7 out of 10.
See, I'd probably give it a 5. Like it's
that's
like
fair.
It's not offensive and it's not great. Yeah. It's just like in the middle of the fucking scale, you know.
Yeah, it's very average. If I would be average, I guess.
Like I said, there's a lot of fun stuff. Like the death and gore in the scenes are pretty decent. I like the mask, which another thing that they ripped out of the Until Dawn game was the mask from the killer.
Yeah, aesthetically, like I remember playing through that game the first time, and when Josh was wearing the costume that he's got, I remember thinking that was actually a pretty fucking cool looking little killer that they had. But I played through the game blind, so I had no idea that it was about fucking Wendigos.
Yeah,
when that
I
was like, what the
fuck? He doesn't actually kill anyone. He's like a fake.
No, he doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah, he's a fake killer because he like his
he's
sister.
All those people to try and terrorize them for fucking with his family.
Yeah. Which
his sister went missing / turned into a fucking Wendigo.
Yeah, the year before. Yeah. But like, I don't know, man. It kind of, like I said earlier, one of the things that really did bum me out about this movie is that it a lot of the like the kills and deaths in this that weren't on the phone were generic, like almost Wendigo zombie creature things that like none of them are all that distinctive looking or whatever, and like they were creepy in some of them, but like when you start seeing way more of them towards the end of the movie, you're like, oh, it's another. You have too much of the visual of these monsters, and it just kind of goes, they don't look that good. They're not like bad, but they don't look great. Yeah. They're just kind of generic, you know. And it's just, I don't know. If like I keep saying, I think if this movie feels like Sony kept sticking their fingers in and telling them what they wanted, and it shows. It feels like, you know. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's kind of what I think we both kind of think that.
Yeah.
Because it's certainly, like I said, it feels less like it feels so much like a studio movie.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. It feels like we want to make a quick buck. Here's a cool thing. And you said they only spent $15 million on this because like there's not anything like, I mean, the most crazy practical effect in this movie was the rain that stops all of a sudden, which I think was just a normal movie rain set that they actually showed it.
That's hard to achieve.
That was like the scene, man. And like, I don't know, like the idea that they had there was like cool. And I just think that like, it was weirdly paced for like what they were doing too. Like I was saying, like they spent so much money, there was so much time on those first couple days, and then they just speed run through the more exciting what it looks of it. It also had Cabin in the Woods kind of vibes, right? Where they were trying to do like all these other things, like of possibilities of getting killed by these non like the monsters you see and the killer you see from the beginning. I don't know. I also like the old lady, the witchy character that you run into briefly that like makes her get possessed or whatever. I think getting possessed, like she was pretty creepy too. She was the other thing I thought was pretty creepy in the movie. I don't know how you got overpowered by an old lady in a wheelchair, but you did.
Movie magic, man.
Yeah, movie. Ooh, scary witch.
Hollywood on that shit.
Scary witch. Yeah. I don't know. It was, like I said, it's one of these movies that you go, it wasn't terrible, but it could have been awesome, and it wasn't awesome.
It could have been awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been awesome.
It could have.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
I
think we're done beating this horse.
Yeah, I know. Is there something you want to watch next week? Because I'm not sure. Like I want to see Bring Her Back, but I don't know when I'm going to get to see that.
That's what I was kind of hoping for all of us to be able to maybe see that. I know Ken lives like 100 miles from a fucking movie theater.
Yep. It's like a 2.5 hour drive for her to get to a movie theater.
Yeah, I know. She said it's like a long drive to go to a movie theater.
Like that's one of my few like hobbies of like get out of the house and go do something, and I'm just like I couldn't do it. I could not live that far away from a movie theater. I
actually, I haven't been in a little bit. I need to take advantage of my AMC plan, and I haven't done that.
Yeah.
We could talk about the new Predator movie.
Oh yes, that would be a good one. And I've already watched it.
Talk about that if you.
Let's do that Predator movie. The Predator of Prey.
Cobra.
Yeah, let's talk about Cobra.
Yeah, let's talk about Cobra.
Because we can
talk about the Predator, Killer of Killers.
Yeah, Killer of Killers sounds good to me. Cool. Yeah, let's do that then. I don't think anything else. Josh and Ken should be back next week, but who knows? They're the wild ones.
Yeah, we're giving them a hard time because they actually have lives.
Yeah. What's a life? I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So Killer. Like I said, it was pretty exciting, and like I like the things that they lead to at the end of the film.
Very cool.
And
very cool.
So that between that and dude, the fucking. I love their embracing that the Predator and the Alien are in the same universe because of the whole fucking like the have you seen I haven't watched the Badlands trailer because I don't want to fucking like.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. But they definitely exist in the same universe. That's been established. That was established in Predator 2.
The main character is a Wayland android in the movie. The main character is the Predator, the Badlands.
In Badlands? Oh,
okay. It's what do you call her?
I don't know. But yeah, they established that they exist in the same universe back in Predator 2 because on the ship, when Danny Glover gets on the ship, there's a fucking xenomorph skull hanging on the fucking wall.
So I guess somebody was saying, or I saw pictures because I haven't watched the trailer, that they show skulls in the background of this one too in the trailer, and one of the skulls is the Independence Day alien skulls.
Well, I think that was a Fox movie.
Oh yeah,
that pile of shit.
Dude,
movie's so stupid.
I mean, what year did that movie come out? In like 96 or something like that?
96, 97.
So I was 13 or 14. I was 13 or 14. I really liked that movie because it was like hit at the perfect. It is Jeff Goldblum, man.
That movie's worse. Yeah, it's 96. That movie's worse than Terminator 2. Independence Day.
I mean, of course it's worse than Terminator 2, which is one of the best movies ever made, Brian.
Oh, so you weird people that like that movie. 99% of the population that like that movie. You're all weird.
No, not 99. You're the only person on earth that doesn't like Terminator 2.
That's not true. It doesn't have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm not alone. Okay.
Predator, Killer of Kill. Predator,
Terminator 2, 1991, 91% on Rotten Tomatoes out of 91 reviews. So I am not alone. In fact, you know what? We're doing this right now. I'm finding a negative review. Okay. This time, Mr. Heavy Metal is on the side of the good guys. Naturally, he isn't quite as much fun. Top critic. Boom. There we go. Look at that. Negative review for Terminator 2 because Brian's not fucking alone.
Okay, Killer of Killers next week. Brian, when does your awesomely bad movie podcast come out? Do you have plans on when it's coming out?
We haven't set a date for launch because we don't want to do that and then disappoint anybody, but it's certainly coming. And like I said, I haven't launched the social media aspect of the thing either, but we have recorded 2 episodes. They're in the can, and we've talked about the cinematic masterpieces that are Cobra, and we talked about Rad, a very fun BMX bike.
What's the next movie?
The next movie we are talking about is what was it? I tossed around the ideas because I wanted to talk about a Schwarzenegger movie, but then I changed my mind last minute. So we're talking about a Chuck Norris movie instead.
You could do Commando, man. Commando would be perfectly great for that because that's another terrible.
Yeah.
Awesome
movie.
That's
another. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That'll be one we talk about. No, we're talking about a Chuck Norris movie called Invasion USA.
Dude, we just watched in Katie's Discord and last weekend. I think we watched Total Recall, and God, I love that movie. And it is,
dude, I fucking love that movie.
Total Recall, dude. And that was another one, man, where it was in that stretch of we're gonna remake these movies with no heart at all. Like that fucking Colin Farrell remake was just it's like you take the soul out of something, and it just feels
disappointing. The crazy thing about that is that I love Colin Farrell. I think he's a fucking great actor. He did everything he could to make that movie good, and he's the best thing in that movie by far.
Yeah.
And that movie is a closer adaptation of the source material.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you're like, you know what? Maybe you don't need to adapt everything quite as accurate because it isn't as good as the Schwarzenegger Total Recall. Do I think the Colin Farrell Total Recall is shit? No, it's very mid though.
It feels soulless.
Nothing special about it. It does. It feels very, very soulless. It feels like a cash grab. They did some really, really cool shit. They did some really boring shit because it's just you're right. It feels void of any kind of emotion and any kind of existence. But damn it, it's one of those things where you're like, man, maybe they were right to not adapt this so incredibly accurately because the Schwarzenegger Total Recall is fucking fantastic.
It's like that RoboCop remake, which is like there are good things. It's the same kind of thing where it's like the suit looks cool.
That too. Yeah,
the suit looks cool.
Yeah,
it's just
great.
But that you take that super hard violence and you go it down to PG-13 and you suck the soul out of it, and it's just like it.
And it had Jackie Earle Haley in it, and I love Jackie Earle Haley. And he gave it his all. And honestly, the guy that played RoboCop,
Joel McKinnon,
he's not bad in the movie.
No, that dude is actually growing on me, but he doesn't have a top tier charisma. Yeah,
he doesn't have a lot of charisma.
Yeah,
I think that he's got decent acting chops.
Yeah,
but he's very.
He doesn't have Schwarzenegger charisma. He doesn't even have Peter Weller. Yeah, charisma. And it's just like, dude. By the way, the next RoboCop game comes out next month, and I'm so excited because, I love that game so much because
City is so fucking good, dude. Rogue City is so fucking good.
I streamed that game and I'm just running around going, must shoot you in the dick. Oh, must shoot you in the dick. Must shoot. It was just dick shooting for like 10 hours straight, and I fucking loved it. And I can't wait because the new one's like the raid.
I need to finish the first one. I actually need to reinstall it so I can finish. I'm pretty close at the end of the first game. And I know I can't wait. It's a DLC, right?
No, it's a whole sequel.
It's a whole sequel? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was a DLC.
No.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, I'll be buying that.
I was trying to play the Liza P DLC that came out on yesterday, and I wasn't even far enough back into the game after doing New Game Plus, and I spent 6 hours trying to get back and didn't even get there yet. So, fucking DLC.
Oh, yeah. My son played through that and beat it, and I'm like, how does anybody play because it's basically a From Software game. It's very much cut of the same cloth as all those fucking Dark Souls games that are too goddamn hard to beat. And I think people that say they beat them are fucking lying.
Dude, I beat it all on screen. I was losing my fucking mind like a crazy person again yesterday. So
which one did you beat?
The Liza P. I beat that one.
Liza P on stream?
Yeah.
How?
Dude, I beat on stream. I beat Sekiro and Demon Souls. and Elden Ring.
I watched you play video games. How? I watched you get your
Stubbornness, Brian. Stubbornness. I just smash my head against things until it works. So and scream until I don't have a voice. Okay, you can follow me at Rod_Johnston on Twitch and all that stuff. So go do that, and we'll catch you guys next week for Killer of Killers. So bye.